There we are, this should be working now, hopefully. I'm going to be streaming a little bit of Dead Cells today, and hopefully it will all end up being absolutely perfect with no issues. Or at least that's what I'm hoping for. You can see I'm already the majority of a way through a run here. If I do this, I can quickly turn all of the sound down so that way it doesn't end up deafening on playback. As you can see, I recently defeated the Clock Tower boss, who I despise. It's very, very annoying in the way he fights the Clock Tower boss, with his grapples and his throwing stars. Although for saying I haven't played this game in a little while, I feel like... I was going to say I feel like I'm doing quite well, but apparently I'm not. There we are. You can see here is a shop with lots of different weapons. None of these are as interesting or as good as what I currently have, so I'll just keep what I have. Timing can get a little off sometimes with some of these weapons. There we are. Sometimes it takes me a little while to get the timing right on certain abilities. I'm very sorry if I'm being quiet at the moment. It's just sometimes I like being quiet so I can focus a little more on what I'm doing. Ooh, there's a scroll back here that I missed. If you haven't played this game before, scrolls will, as you can see, they will increase your damage with certain items, increase your health, and depending on what perks you have, increase how powerful those perks are. I really enjoy roguelikes. A lot of mindless fun. You can just speed on through them as fast or as slow as you like. Oh, excuse me. And a lot of them have relevant difficulty. They don't just all start beating you down, and they don't stay very easy, as you can see with that enemy. Now, I hadn't played this game in a little while, so I did a couple of test runs just to get back into the swing of it. And now, as you can see, I've gotten better at the game to the point where I'm having to fight enemies like this, elite enemies, so to speak. However, because of his attack speed, he is quite thoroughly beating me. However, this shouldn't be too much of an issue. Especially if I'm able to just keep dodging him like this, I should be able to... There we are, I've defeated him now. And he has dropped a key to the castle, which will allow me to progress further into the area. spikes and other... Oh, stream's getting a little laggy there. Hazards are quite irritating, especially when you're starting to get to lower health. However, one of the good parts of this game is that you're able to speed past enemies who are a bit of a higher challenge if you don't particularly feel like facing them. What's in here? This does not... This doesn't look like a very good area to be in. Although the enemies seem to be... Enemies seem to be a bit easier in this. Here's where the enemies get tougher. You can tell because of the blood on the ground and the fact that there's now 2 elite enemies chasing me. So this is being played on my Xbox One and streamed to my laptop, which may lower the quality of the game a little bit. However, I like to think that without certain necessary sacrifices like that, I wouldn't be able to play it on here like I would like to. A room. What's this? A challenge raid. Alright. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Let's see what I... This is a lot of loot. Upgrade that for more health. Caltrops and... Dodging creates a toxic cloud and reduces damage from projectiles. And this gives me an extra jump, drops a bomb and reduces damage from projectiles. I think I'll keep the toxic cloud one simply because it is a bit better for combat-wise. There we go. I should be able to get through the rest of this without much issue. There we go. That went fairly well. Although I have had to use the last of my healing to try and mitigate some of the damage I've taken, but that is fine. You can see that due to the toxic cloud that I'm producing while I dodge roll, they're taking a lot of overtime damage. Ooh, excuse me. And they are getting quite... they are being made to be quite trivial enemies the more that they stay in the gas. Of course, my current weapon setup is also quite nice for this. I'm able to do quite a lot of damage in a single hit, although sometimes faster weapons are a bit better than slower ones. Ow. There we are. This is all going fairly easily, and I don't trust that. I don't trust that in the slightest. However, far be it from me to gift a luck horse in the mouth. Ah, another boss area here. So far, this is going really well for me. There we are. More castle keys. So I'm most likely going to end up needing a lot of these keys for later on in the game, either for a final boss room, or if not a final boss room, then I'm going to need them to open lots of doors to the next area. Forgive me if this isn't as family friendly as some people would hope. Hopefully I'll be able to get into the swing of things and I'll be able to produce a high quality of content eventually. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. A paint. Seems to be some sort of portrait of the... there's a Dark Souls reference here of the Knight Taurus. Although this doesn't exactly instill hope, so to speak. After all, a lot of less than desirable outcomes are most likely going to be reached before I can get to the final boss of the game. However, that's fine. You can't always win, but that doesn't mean you're always going to lose. Now, so that was exit. I've taken a lot of damage in this area and I can't climb up that way, so I'll just have to go down here. And this unfortunately doesn't lead anywhere that I can go, so I'll have to go back this way and then drop down here instead. I understand I'm being a bit quiet and I'm not exactly the loudest, however, having a live audience and being able to set up OBS and then having a live audience would definitely help in this. Moved that way I can't go to. I need to go up. Ah, I see where. I need to go this way. So I need to go from here up to this teleporter. And I already cleared out this area on the left, I think, so there shouldn't be any extra enemies. And I can just drop down without any worries. And this time, without going in there, I'll have to go up this way. And you can see, here's where the castle keys are used. Throne room, and then there's extra loot in these areas. Final thing, I will upgrade my green pool simply because that gives me a bit more things. think I'll stick with what I have for my items. Can't get that boomerang. No, there's no way I'll be able to get that. I've not got the abilities for it. However, going through here, this will take me to a nice little safe zone, or a safe passage, which, well, you're able to, yeah, you're able to upgrade things, and yeah. So I will finish leveling up this, which gives me a new ability, and I will start to level up this one. So you can see light speed, you can see what it does there. I'll swap it out with Barnacle and I'll test it. You can see, well, you can probably guess how effective it is from the speed. Extra damage to a burning target, and then this will burn enemies that it hits, which is very nice. I can't get any extra mutations because I have used them all. And now it is time for a boss. And that is a very interesting tree in the background. Oh. I don't remember a lot of this backstory. Is it protecting the king? Has to be. Yep, it's certainly protecting the king, although I don't know why I would want to harm the king in any way. Oh, this is getting a little bit laggy. Little particles on screen. Okay, I don't know what this is doing. Ah, it's making elite enemies for me to have to fight, which is fine. Don't think that the boss is healing while all this is happening. No, I don't think I'll be able to defeat this boss. Oh wait, no, I can heal. I forgot about that. So I might be able to. Can only hope. hopefully be able to deal with the right hand. Although he is a bit of a janky enemy. He's got lots of range, he's got a lot of variation in his attacks. Huh? No, the last one left is you. Oh, you can do 2 dashes now, that's not fun. I swear I had a dream that happened fairly much like this. Although it didn't end with me succeeding, I can only hope that the reality will be kinder to me. I understand being very quiet, however that is because this boss is fairly new. This is the first time I've ever fought them. Ah, oh, so close. So very, very close. I could have done better, but I could have done much, much, much worse. So, I can only hope that I'll end up doing better the next time I fight him. I can only hope that... Oh, excuse me. I can only hope that what ends up happening the next time I see him will end up in my victory. Oh. I thought the game had broken for a second there. You can also see that I've got a lot of different outfits. I'm going to stick with the HEV because I enjoy the colour scheme. Twin daggers and infantry bow. The infantry bow fires quite far. Interesting. However, it's mostly effective at close range. So, I feel like with that last boss, if I had some type of trapping ability, either the bear traps or the or some kind of rooting ability, like a rooting grenade, or maybe the repeating crossbow, I would have been able to beat him. You can see I'm fairly good at games like this. I'm not the best, however, I'm certainly not terrible. However, when certain things happen, like the roll animation decides that it doesn't want to go very far, or when certain buttons miss my inputs, I tend to get hit quite often. Not much I can do about that other than play better. I'm trying my best. That's all we can really do. Ooh, magnet grenade. Magnet grenades are also very, very useful. And you can see this enemy has a star on its head, so that it will drop something, and in this case it is an ice crossbow, when it dies. And these enemies like that can drop anything from weapons to scrolls for upgrades to even blueprints for brand new weapons, which is very nice. Two minutes. So, this would be a good time to show you. As you can see, there's two doors here. The first door is a timed door. The timed door, since I am here within 2 minutes, will unlock, whereas the second door will not. And that is because you need to kill 30 enemies without taking damage, which I, unfortunately, was not able to do. The flaming grenade. Because if I can magnetize the enemies into one spot and then burn them all, then they're not going to be able to survive very long against me, which is very nice. I'll make the crow's foot ability, and then I will start progress on... Which one should I start to? Soldier resistance, as it's good for HP increase. I'll keep them as they are, and then for the upgrade, I shall take combo. So after killing an enemy for 8 seconds, I'll have an extra damage boost, which is always useful. No, I simply readjust my screen a little. There we are. Ow. So, due to this being a toxic sewer, you can see a lot of the areas are covered in sludge and slime. and you can probably guess at the theme around enemies in this area, is a theme of decay, of poisoning. There we are. And you can see after killing that elite enemy, I got a free amulet, which reduces the damage I take from ranged attacks, and also drops a bomb, which unfortunately doesn't do as much damage as I would hope against enemies. Oh, there we are. So, a lot of these areas can get really confusing and sprawling, especially if you're just not paying attention to the areas where you are going. Which is why the game kindly provides you with a minimap, which you can see here. Unfortunately, it doesn't exactly warn you against enemies that are nearby. There we are. Now you might be wondering why the light crossbow is consistently critting with the long fire. And that is because, as you can see, it will crit any enemy that is frozen, and the primary attack freezes the enemy, which is very nice. And for this I will increase my tactics, which increases the damage I deal with the magnet, and it also increases my health. There's a way up there as well, but first, there's something here. So you can either get a pair of boots for damage, or I could get a better magnet grenade, which I will take. As this one, as you can see, burns victims when they die. So when they die, they'll drop an area of fire, which is very nice. There we are. So, the more damage that I'm able to do to these enemies, the faster I'll be able to... No. The faster I deal with all these enemies, the sooner I can get out of this decrepit area. Contaminated bodies. Not much interest there. And then a free chest with a wolf trap, which, although I was lamenting the fact I didn't have one beforehand, I will recycle, because the magnet grenade is more than enough for what I am currently doing. And then here we'll upgrade with the green, which gives us lots of health, and if we end up finding a weapon which requires green energy, then we can... there's a shop there, although I doubt I can afford anything. Actually, no, I can afford something less likely. Let's have a look quick. The broadsword and the nutcracker. Both are very, very good weapons, as well as the shield, although I don't normally use the shields as I'm not very good at the parry mechanic in this game. I'll stick with the ice crossbow, as you can see. Stops enemies from attacking, and then I can simply defeat them in one hit. I can't climb up that area because I need a spider rune, which lets me climb on walls, and I can't get to it. And then that was a shield, which I have, again, no use for, as I'm not very good with the shields. You can see I got here within 8 minutes, but I wasn't able to get 60 kills. These abilities. I'll take the sapphire amulet, as I can do that, and then throw the fire, which makes it so it does a lot of... It makes a nice large area for me to deal damage over. And then there's the strange shopkeeper, who I will give the extra cells to. And then you can see I can forge the weapons, making them stronger, which I will keep that upgrade. That upgrade is fine, and those upgrades are fine. Actually, I will upgrade the magnet, and then I'll reforge it. No, oh, that's probably a good combination of abilities there. And then the next one I'll grab is the... The next one I'll grab is Crow's Foot. As you can see, it drops crow's feet behind me. And then if they end up stepping on them, they'll take damage, they'll get slowed. I can even do this over a wide area. Okay, that's moved into breakable object. Just unfortunate, but that's fine. Once, some poor sod tried to escape over the ramparts. Died of exhaustion during the climb. God's just left his body as a warning. I like this game. It's a nice, calm game. Especially in aspects like this. The ramparts can be quite dangerous, as a lot of areas are just drops into nothingness. However, the game doesn't instantly kill you if you drop into the nothingness. It'll just damage you and then return you to where you were. There we are. Ow. There we are. You can see there's some type of item over there. However, I can't figure out how to get to it, which is unfortunate, because I'd like to know what it is. Hayabusabus again. You can see they've got quite a nice damage area on them. However, I'll keep the piercing shot, as not only does the ice crossbow freeze enemies, I've managed to get an upgrade on it, which will deal extra damage to frozen enemies. So if I'm able to freeze an enemy and then piercing bolt them, they will take double crit damage, which is nice, as you can see. However, certain enemies are somehow immune to the piercing bolt. Ooh, cake. That will increase my hit points. Ah. Excuse me, I have a bit of an itch on my head. There we are. Why aren't you getting hit? Oh well. There we are. Again, sometimes it just doesn't... There we are. No, I'm not interested in any of these items. However, this seems to be going somewhere. Seems to have all gone very well for me. So far, at least. $87 damage and slowing 5, and if I do that, still the same. Okay. Yeah. This is all going very well for me. I'm enjoying it. A lot of the time I have a fairly horrible look. So being able to just breeze through the game with a nice combination like this it's a nice change of pace. I like being able to just calmly reflect on things that have happened recently while doing all this. It's nice. Now, I understand that I'm not exactly the most expressive or such, but I'm still starting to get used to this, to streaming. A lot of things I say or I do in day-to-day life, just generally, I'm not doing on stream, just because I still need to get used to how it feels to stream, if you understand what I mean. Because being alone and streaming is interesting. Normally when I'm alone and I'm playing a game, I'll just be quiet or I won't talk much. But, oh, what's this? Bloodthirsty. Interesting. But as I am obviously streaming, I need to learn how to be a bit more expressive and open and talk and wacky and... Oh, what's this? Ah, Explorer's Instinct. So that means I can, because I've explored the majority of the map, I can now see it. The entire thing. Nice. Now, unfortunately, I can't take both of these with me, so I'll just have to... Oh wait, no, I can put it in the backpack. I don't remember how to do that though, so I'll have to recycle it. Which is unfortunate, because Ice Blast is a very unique and fun ability. So, if I just start powering into the green. There we are. And then this, just straight burn the ground. No, I'll keep the oil because it gives me a wider range with the fire grenade. And then there's also a thing here, which I will get rid of. As decoys don't tend to work on bosses. Which we're about to get to. Bloodthirsty shield. Blocked attacks inflict bleeding on the enemy, which is extended to other enemies if you manage to parry it. Yeah, that. And I have 12 cells left, which I will start on... Excuse me, Frenzy. Frenzy seems like it's quite useful. Reforge, I don't think I need to reforge any of this. And I'll talk to this one. And since this is the last one I can get, I'll go for Dead Inside, which increases my health even further. Now it's time for the boss, which I doubt the boss will be frozen by my attacks, so I'll have to just dodge it a lot of the time. Concierge. Here we are. You can see he's taking a lot of damage. Ah, that shouldn't have hit me. It turns out you can freeze this boss, which I'm quite surprised about. I doubt he's going to be affected by the magnet grenade. There we are. Got him. Oh, he's even dropping a bunch of loot. I'll take all that. Knife Dance. Increases movement speed after killing an enemy. For sake, I'll show you what Knife Dance looks like. Just a big AoE of knives around you, which is useful, but not for me. There we are. Now, I would have been able to get into one of the doors here, but as I was damaged, you can see, I can't get in there anymore. Oh, no, back this way. There we are. You can see there's a Swift Sword, which does lots of damage and is very nice. And I might swap this. I think I will swap the crossbow out for that, actually. Simply because, while the crossbow is extremely powerful... actually, no, I'll keep the crossbow. Because if I keep the crossbow, normal enemies are just going to be frozen and then destroyed by it. You can see this one. Excuse me. You can see that this person increases the number of items I find to be of plus quality or higher. However, I do need to spend more on this. Once that's done, then I'll start increasing the other things. Now, unfortunately, as you can see, I can't get up this way as I'd need the spider rune. So instead, I'll just go to the Stilt Village, which is nice. So I'll probably stop at around... I'll probably stop in about half an hour. That should give me enough time to either complete this run or die trying. There we go. Yeah, I took a lot of damage there, which I didn't need to take. There we are. After all that got out of the way, I was able to defeat them fairly easily. I really don't like fighting the pirate captains in this. Well, most of the pirate captains in this can deal a surprising amount of damage. Oh, a whip. You can see the whip works by that. You can see anything on the tip of the whip gets a critical hit. I can't get up into that area, I don't think, although I can test that. Here to there. No, I wouldn't be able to get up there without... Oh, I just dragged myself across all the spikes there. I should heal. I wouldn't be able to get up there without the spider climb ability, which I don't have. Scroll of power, and I will put that into green again. There we are. Balanced blade. I'll just take that and then grab another village key and run back. It's nice and simple. There we are. Ah, right, yeah, because of the... I forget the mutation that I have. This one, just above the quit button. You can see it increases my health, but food doesn't heal me anymore, which is quite unfortunate, especially if I find some food when I'm on low health. But most of the time when I'm on low health, I don't end up finding food. Normally it's just more enemies to take my life away, but sometimes I get lucky. There we are. Now going to this way. Because I think there's a way down this way. Can't see it's down that way. So I guess we'll just have to go look ourselves. The Forgotten... I regret this. The Forgotten Sepulchre is a not very good place to be in. And I'll explain why when I actually go into that. Because first, I need to... this... Yes, I'll swap that out for the fire grenade. Because if I can magnetize them into one area, and then when they're all in that one area, root them, they won't be able to cause me any trouble, will they? I'll upgrade Frenzy, and then I'll start work on... Well, let's start on upgrading the health flask so it can be used more. We both saw how it ended up. Ooh. Oh, that is quite good. And I can use this to heal myself. And go into the Forgotten Sepulchre. Now, as you can see, the Forgotten Sepulchre, you need a light. You can buy an item which gives you a droppable light source. However, you can make do without one. Even if it is going to be quite difficult. However, due to the enemies being easier to deal with and easier to manage, I doubt that much effort will be needed to be put in. Oh, maybe I should put in some effort actually. And let's go up. Let's not go up because I can't go up. So instead we'll go down. See, here's a cursed treasure. If you open it up, then you do get items out of it. However, you get a curse, and that curse is that if you are hit, you immediately die. So, for example, I would have died there. So, next, let's go over to, let's not go this way because I can't go that way, it doesn't lead anywhere. There we are. And then let's go further down. So, crypt key to get through that area. A lot of the enemies in this area have a lot of health and are able to deal damage at surprising ranges. Spiked shield. Interesting. So I'll probably be able to, when it hits an enemy, it'll probably deal a lot of damage. And let's increase the purple. There we are. Them. Let's teleport to the next area and grab a drink of the potion. There's nothing else here to grab, so we can just go straight back to there. There. There's an area above as well. Let's see what's up here, shall we? Green. And you can see there's extra bits of lore, no loot, which is unfortunate. Oh. There we are. Oh, and you can see this has opened up a blowgun. Crit if you hit an enemy from behind. Interesting, and it definitely does more damage, but I'm not often behind the enemy. Well, actually, I say that. I could have used it. I need more crypt keys to advance further. That, root grenade, and there we are. Managed to deal with all those enemies at one go. One nice big gloopy mess. I should go back to where that guardian scroll is. After all, more scrolls means more hit points, and more hit points means more attacks I'll be able to take when I get to a final boss. I'll just that. Go back to the top. And then we'll go towards the guardian scroll. You can see I'm going to start taking damage because I've not been near a light source in a while. There we are. Shopkeeper. That is what I really want. I was hoping for an upgrade to my ice crossbow, but I doubt I'll be able to get one. You can see now that my explorer's instinct has gone off. You can see there's a few areas that I have not explored yet. That's fine. Quick bow, sinew splicer, neither of those particularly useful. There we are. So far this is going very well in my opinion. So you can see the area that I'm going to. The clockroom boss is next. I'm not a fan of the clockroom boss, as he's very, very fast and does a lot of damage. Normally fast enemies who do damage don't have a lot of health, but seeing as this is a boss, I think the game's okay with making an exception there. There we are. I'll start upgrading that again. Talk to him, there's nothing I want to reforge. And it's time for healing. No idea. It's a very good looking game as well. This is the timekeeper. Oh good, I can say. I can't do something. See, I can just spam him with the freeze. Uh-oh. Suddenly, he's not very happy with me constantly freezing him. Uh-oh. No, you can see. There we are. I managed to beat him. So, you can see I got a new outfit, an ability called Vampirism, which I don't understand the appeal of that ability. It's not exactly a great ability, that one. Seeing as it's drains my health, I'm still not sure what its use is. I know it's definitely got a use, otherwise it wouldn't be in the game. Oh, there we go. Ah yes, classic Templar. I need to register that with the game. So there's the High Peak Castle, or the distillery. I've not been to the distillery before, I don't think, so I'll go there. So nice. Okay, I take back what I was going to say. It's not exactly a great area for me. Ah, so it works off of explosive barrels, I see. Yeah. No. Ow. is going to start getting very laggy for the stream, so I'm going to apologise for that in advance. Ow. After all, there's lots of particle effects occurring. Ow. There we go. I should get past that area. Ooh. This barrel launcher is going to be a lot of fun. I regret having to leave the the crossbow behind. However, this deals a lot of damage. Especially if I can get it to bounce along the ground. Again, I feel like I've made a mistake personally, so I will actually go back and retrieve the ice crossbow. Because while this barrel launcher seems like a lot of fun, with the boss with the king's hand, there's not really anywhere to bounce it off of. Okay, that was a lot of unnecessary damage, but I believe that I can... Nope. There we go. I'm not going to bother with that for me, because this area is just... Oh, come on, that's not fair. Let's bother them. There we go. Three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There we are. That area is absolutely despicable. There we go. Oh, a Minotaur scroll. I'll actually go and take that. I can't. I need a distillery key to get past there. Okay, let's see if we can find a distillery key. There we go. Thing. Ooh, a tonic. Tonic will be very nice. Green. Oh! Shoot a volley of arrows, burn the ground when the effect. I'll swap this out with the... I don't know what to swap it out with. I'll swap it out with the root grenade. And then tonic is on the right trigger. Simply prefer it to be this way. we go. Damage you take is inflicted on the enemy, poisons enemies that wounds you. That is very, very nice. I'll grab that. No, no, no! Ah, I got stun locked. Well, that seems about as good a time as any to stop the stream. Let's just quickly show off this disgusting animation first. There we are. Dead bag. So, hopefully, you found this all to be entertaining. I'm going to stop the stream now. Goodbye. And